Hi, welcome to Manifest Your Money. My name is Gretchen Mall. I'm a holistic sales strategist and NLP practitioner. And I'm just so freaking thrilled that you're here. In the spirit of full disclosure, I recorded this entire video series the other day, and I woke up this morning and scrapped it. So what's coming now is completely from the heart. It's what needs to be said from my soul, and I hope that you guys are ready to receive that and to understand it. We are talking about how to magnify your money and how do you make the most on your returns from the business investments that you're making, right? We've all had that moment where do I invest in this coach? Do I not? They seem like they know what they're talking about, but do they really? Or you have those courses, like how many here have bought a course that you looked at and it seemed really, really great, and then you got like halfway through it and you didn't finish? Or you didn't even open it? I'm guilty of that too. This is how to stop all of that. All right. My quick background is corporate sales. I did corporate sales for about 10 years. And after that, I worked in a startup company. I did their sales and marketing, and we were like 98,000 when I started, and we went to 4.5 million at the end of 4 years. And you don't have to be a genius to be a small business owner. You already know that, right? But there are some things that really have to happen. And what I've learned, I've been in business now for about 2.5 years, is that killer sales and marketing strategy, it isn't enough to be successful. You might have some success with that, but if you don't have your mindset right, if you're not ready to do it, or ready to receive it, the success that is, then you're going to really, really struggle with that. I know I've been there, my clients have been there before, and this, my friends, is how to stop it, right? So first off, my whole business changed when I learned about neurolinguistic programming, and there's 2 basic tenets I want to go over really, really quickly. Disclaimer, I am not a brain scientist, but if you can harness how you naturally make decisions, how your clients naturally make decisions, and have it work for you, that's magic. It's just magic, right? How many of you have done affirmations and you're like, I am rich, and your subconscious brain was like, no, you ain't? Ever had that happen? You cause an internal war with yourself. That happens all the time when we do things or say things or we act things that are outside of our comfort zone. Again, you probably know all of this. There's 2 basic tenets to NLP, this magic I'm talking about. I'm going to go over them very, very briefly, and then we're going to jump right into the first module or step. But for NLP, there's really only 2 basic principles. One is that the map is not the territory. And what that means is just that your education, your parents, your excuse me, your socioeconomic background, right? Your teachers, your parents, some of your genetic coding, all comes together to make up your decision-making skills. And you can have somebody else who grew up on the other side of the world, who has different experiences than you, different education, different background, who could have the same exact problem as you, but come up with a different conclusion just based on their programming, right? The second tenet is that our brain, at its most basic, is a series of electrical impulses. And if that's true, they're predictable. And if they're predictable, we can change it. So I don't care what your problem is now. If you haven't hit contestant $10,000 months, or you want to hit $10,000 days, you want to scale to $1 bajillion a year, or you're just looking to make $5,000 a month to cover your family costs. Like, it doesn't matter what your goals are. If you're not prepared with this stuff I'm talking about on how to magnify your money, then you're not going to be successful. It's really that simple. So today, we're going to jump in a little bit about what your subconscious believes, right? And how to kind of tweak that. Because if you don't really, really address what your underlying issues are, you're going to go into a sales conversation, you're going to talk to a potential client, and that stuff's going to pop up, and you're going to self-sabotage, and you may not even know that you're doing it, okay? This reminds me of a story that I've heard. You probably have heard it too. There's a little girl standing in the kitchen with her mom, and she's making a pot roast. And the mom is cutting the ends off of the roast, and she goes to put it in the pan, and the daughter goes, Mom, why are you doing that? And she said, well, that's how you make pot roast. And she goes, well, how do you know that? She goes, that's how my mom made it. So they call the mom, and the mom says, well, I don't know. This is the grandma at this point. She goes, I don't know. It's how my mom did it. So they call the little girl's great grandmother. They get her on the phone. She's in her 90s, and they say, great grandma, why did you cut the ends off of the roast when you went to cook it? And she said, it's because I didn't have a roasting pan big enough. How many of you, is it you right now, I'm talking to you, are not asking for big enough things? You're not thinking big enough. You didn't realize you have this amazing business in front of you, and you just don't have a pan big enough to receive the money that you deserve, the money that you're looking for. Your family deserves it. You deserve to be divinely compensated for what you're doing. So how can you turn around and know what the right pan is, or what the right investment is for your business, right? How are you subconsciously blocking, right? Success, money, return on your investments, relationships, whatever it is that you're looking for, right? Because this is applicable to everything, okay? You're looking for that next level in your life, whether it's in your business, with your relationships, with your kids, whatever it is. And you want to know what the next right thing is to invest in, okay? And it all starts with your subconscious brain. What is it that you're really looking for? All right, so the exercise for today is to think about greener pastures, okay? That's a story one of my mentors told me, but it's essentially, well, the story goes like this. I love stories, can you tell? The story goes like this. There's a guy in New Mexico, he's a reporter, and he goes out with the local American Indian chief because there's a big drought and there's not enough rain. And so he gets together with the American Indian chief, and they're going to go into the desert, and they're going to have this like prayer time about the drought. So they go out there, and the reporter's taking notes, and he's looking and watching, and the ceremony is done, and he goes to get back in the car, and he says, how come you never prayed for rain? And he says, why would I pray for the very thing that's making my people suffer? What I prayed for was greener pastures, for muddy feet, for lush green grass. And he goes, oh, right? So what is it that you're looking for that you're just not asking for, right? So for your homework today, I want you to go out and write it as the thing that you really want, right? Because this return on your investment, the money is just a tool or a vehicle for you to do something. What is your thing, right? Is it a vacation for your family? Is it time freedom? Is it money freedom? Is it, to liberate yourself from debt? Whatever it is, the homework for today is to write it out. Get it out of your body and onto paper. There's something magical when you do that. And if you take the time to look at not the money, right? Don't say I want a $10,000 day if you've never made $1,000 in a day, right? Because your brain can't go there. You don't know. You can't see it. And we think in pictures, okay? We think in pictures. Our subconscious brain, when you think boat, you don't think B-O-A-T. You think of a picture of a boat, right? When you think of your car, you actually see the picture of the car. You don't think C-A-R. Right? Same way with money. We think about the dollar amount that we want. A lot of times we're like, oh, $10,000, and I keep saying $10,000 as a random example, but keep thinking $10,000, but we're not thinking about what it really is. And until you get to that point and you visualize it in your brain, you'll never see it in real life. So homework for today, write out on paper what your greener pastures is. What would you use the money for? What is the thing that you really want? Right? I look forward to talking to you guys tomorrow. I'm really excited about this whole experience. This is from my heart, and I love you guys.